I'm Carrie, and this is a latest talk. Let's dive into the Eastern philosophy of the 5 elements and the 八字. I think Western astrology categorizes people into the 12 types based on the zodiac signs, while the yin-yang and the 5 element theory divides people into just 5 types based on the 10 heavenly stamps. And in our last discussion with my master Frida, we list some celebrities representing these 5 types. What's fascinating is that even within the same time, the yin and yang attributes makes a difference. For example, President-elect Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance are both classified as Earth-type people, but they represent very different kinds of Earth. That's the subtle distinction we need to try to memorize. So, Frida, is there any knowledge we miss and we need to learn this time?
Yes. Before we talk about the same element, but different yin-yang, let's review what we talked about last time, the 10 heavenly stems. And Carrie, do you remember what's that 10 heavenly stems?
Yeah, because I know Frida will check this, so I prepared. So 10 heavenly stems is 甲乙丙丁戊己庚辛壬癸. Is it right?
Yes, great. Good memory. I think the best way to remember is to repeating in different ways to remember. So in order to deepen the memory of the audience, so today we use the President Trump's team member as an example to review the 10 heavenly stems and the different yin and yang attributes. So first, I handed this. This person is called Stephen Miller. He is a person of Jia, which is young wood. So he is a security for U.S. So for Jia, for this person, what we're going to check is what he's thinking or idea or some idea he seeding to other people. Usually we say that the Jia, we will think like is very high and straight, big tree. So we need to watch who he can protect from his position. So for the Jia, and I think we can say is everything is full of vitality, everything is vigorous, or everything is dynamic. So that's the person we can check. Because the Donald Trump is the garden soil, and actually the young wood should be the good relationship with President Donald Trump. So we can look forward. So future, what communicate they both have, or what kind of talking they will have. So we can follow up that.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good news, actually. Both of us hope that the Trump administration can create another one. And we hope the Trump's team can work together better than the last Trump administration. So that's a good starting. And
then we go to the yin wood, we call Yi. So I use this person. The name is Pam Bondi. So he's the attorney general, and because for the inward, usually is very flexible, and they look softer but yet strong. So usually we say the inward Yi is like a whiskery ties armor. Doesn't matter it's spring or autumn. Or it's like a wildfire cannot be extinguished, and spring brings new life. So that's the quite good to watch that. But because the next year is a snake year. And I just mentioned a little bit because the knowledge we probably talk about, the later on. But because he's born in the pig month and pig day, so probably next year, and she will be the busiest person in Trump team. So we can have a look. Yeah. How
actually, I want to tell our audience a secret. Frida is Jia Wu, and me, Carrie, is Yin Wu. And Frida told me many times about how about the team when we start this podcast. We trust each other and we believe each other can do it better. But when we found our type, actually is after we knew each other at least 1 year, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah. So I think after we learn more, then we can understand more each other.
Yeah. So let's go.
Yeah, then we go to the third one. It's called Bing. Bing is the young fire. So usually we say young fire is like the in the sky is the sun. So who is Donald Trump's son? This person is called Susan Wiles.
Is a lady?
So, yeah, it's a lady, and she is Trump's administration. So she's the person could be shining, the Donald Trump. It's good because I know Donald Trump's wife, and she's also is Yang Bing. That's why when Donald Trump said she saw her first son and she decided she will be his wife, something like that. I think from his heart, maybe she's like a sun to shining him a lot. Yeah.
Because Trump is is earth,
garden
right?
soil. Yeah. And he is the garden soil. And we just think on the earth, and most place is a garden soil, so they can grow things. But without sun, and the soil cannot grow things. So that's why for Donald Trump, and he definitely to like the person is a young sun, it can shining him, can warm him,
yeah.
So that's why for the young being we say, God say, let there be light, and there was light. So then we forward go to the next one. It's called the Yin fire. So we call it a Ding. Ding means like a candle fire, or in the sky we can say like a star, the little shining star. Yeah. So this team member is Alice Mary Stefanik, and she is a United States ambassador to the United Nations. So I'm not really know what's this position doing, but I think for the single spike can start a prairie fire. Hope she can do lots of things and to shining her country, like her country, give people more hope. So that's the member we can check. Probably next year is not bad for her next year because she is the in fire, and next year is snake is a 5 year. So for her is actually quite good. She got a strong support. We can see what she can do.
Interesting. Let's move to the
soil. We call the young soil. The name is Wu, and we choose the person is Kash Patel, and he's a Russia interference in 2016 United States elections, and this time I heard is Donald Trump going to set him to FBI or CIA, the position. Do you know that, Carrie?
I heard a little bit about it, but not sure. Could you please repeat his name?
Cash Patel. He's the mountain. We can say it's a mountain soil, and for the mountain soil, actually, it's they had one joke. Talk about how strong the mountain soil is. If the mountain soil is think the tree is red, is not green, for the long term, and people will turn to think the tree is red, it's not green. So it's a joke. It's just tell you, the once the young soil, mountain soil, it's truly believe something, and no one can turn in his belief, and he can make the belief become true.
Frida, do you know I have a very close family member, and she is the mountain soil.
Yeah.
And her personality is very stubborn. It's my daughter, actually. At first, I think is suffering to go along with her. But once I realize she is the mountain cell, then of course I talk with my husband many times about how to educate her and how to guide her and try to find a path to raise her. She's still a teenager, but I found that we found once she understood, then she can follow. Yeah. But before that, it is very toughing.
Yeah.
She cannot accept.
Yeah, because the mountain soil is very connected with the trust. So once you build a trust relationship, they are the best person for you. Mm-hmm. So that's very important. You need to build the trust first. Yeah.
Yeah, build the trust first. Mm-hmm.
Trust first, yeah. So for the young soil and the wool, and we have says thank God for giving me an unconcentrable soil, and I'm the master of my destination and the commander of my soil. So they really had a strong their own personality. I hope, this person for Trump's team can doing something.
Let's see.
Yeah. So now we move to the same, the fat owner with Donald Trump. We call the garden soil. It's pronounced. It's called Ji. So this person is called Christy Lynn Norm. And it's security of Homeland Security. So it's secondary of Homeland Security. So this lady is looks quite pretty, and I think she's the person to protect the
border.
Border, yeah. Yeah, it looks like she's a lady and not really a tough person, but because she had quite many soil, very strong, and it looks a bit like the soil is block the water because the pig, the pig hide is her database is looks like is the lots of soil to block the some part. I hope she can did her job very well. For her is the word is say so a journal of 1,000 miles tests a horse's stress. A long journal reveals a person's true character. So for her is we call the dedication and dedication. Yeah. So we can watch what she's doing because I think at the moment for American board is actually a huge crisis and lots of job needed to do. And so we look forward that she can done the great job.
I think it's very tough, right? The one side, people want to show their kind when they see them, then the people who from the other country, they want to cross a border. But another hand, as American, they need to protect their country. It's very tricky, right? It's not easy job.
Yeah. That's not easy job. But I think for the garden soil, and they can produce help them to find their homeland. So that's the thing we can look forward. We go to the next next field. The one is called young mantle. It's called Gen. Gen is young mantle. And we can see for recent couple weeks and on the X, the very toughest man. And in the news, this person is called Matt Gaetz. Is that the French spelling? I'm not really good for that. It's Matt Gaetz, and he is a Sony general nominee, but because the strong, from the left wing, they don't want he take the job, so they got the media big news about something with him about a young girl or something. Mm-hmm. So he decided to not take this position, but he still will support Trump and doing the job for Trump. So, Carrie, have you heard of that person?
Actually, I want to say I really need to catch up you, because so many political the figures, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a very strong man. So once you see the photo, you will know. We will put the photo later on.
YouTube version, yeah.
Yeah. So for the young gun, usually we say, I have no choice but to stick my neck out, or either take the enemy's head or die on the battlefield. Since the ancient time, everyone has to die, but I will leave my loyalty to shine in history. I think a lot of people put hope on him because they think he can do the job a lot of people cannot do. So that's why he's become the very challenging. The person face a big challenge for this position this time. Actually, he didn't get this position, but he still work for Trump team. So that's why I talk about this person. Then we move on the next one we call the Ying mantle. So the Ying mantle we spell is called this person is called Sean Patrick Duffy, and he is the Secretary of Transportation for transport. Okay. And actually, his date of birth have quite strong, the Ying mantle. So I think this person is probably quite care about, his looking to showing up, like take a photo or something, to doing something. So I hope he can do more. I don't know what's American transport, so maybe.
But do you hear about the news like in the California, and there people can call the Ubers, but that's driverless.
Oh yeah. I heard that.
I haven't seen it happen in Tokyo, so that's very interesting, and I really.
Yeah. I think if he pushes the traffic. It could be make it quite, the nice look or something, because the mantle is more like gold. And actually, he got a very strong gold. He just looks like, very strong gold, and it's quite pretty. And his element is very, very simple. We'll check and forward and what he is going to do.
So this job is pretty much with him, right?
Yeah. He had a very quite pretty the element.
Maybe the audience don't know that Fred is also studying and how to see the people's face, right? I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. Sometimes the element will showing on the face, but we can learn that later on because this same element is last time we talked about is Donald Trump's daughter. It's a bit similar. You will see like some person you see them, then you will feel they had a bit high level because they make up themselves quite nice and good, But usually we say the yin xin. We use the English to say, so I would rather die in glory than live in disgrace. And also it says the strong can support the country, the weak can save lives. So when they're strong, they can support the country, but when they're weak, they also can save lives. I think maybe they're doing the job will focus on how to get a less accident or something, So that's their major, the thinking to save lives. So we move on the last two. The last second is we call the ren. Ren means the young water. The young water is a bit like the sea water. It's huge, heavy, it's a big water. So this time we use the person is called Lee Michael Zeldin, and he is the Director of Environment Air Protection Agency. So he's doing the job.
Environment.
It's a bit tricky environment for him. Not really know about him, but for the environment.
I remember Trump before. Trump always said about what the temperature is getting hot is a lie, right?
Yeah.
Is there any connection? I don't know what this politician will support for something or disagrees about something.
I think it's for environment. Maybe the American at the moment they had a lot of places had a big drug problem. Probably a lot of people is homeless or sleep on the streets. So you have to clean up all the dirty things. Here the sea water and sit on the green live things. We call ren yin. Yin is springtime, so you had a little green things come out. Maybe he will probably more focus on to make green or something, clean the dirty things and then make it green. So usually we say the young ren is you can't always do as you like. One has to compromise in this world. Another person we talk about is Stephen Bannon. So, but they're different. They same like a young water, but they're different energy because. Stephen Bannon had more water, but for the Lee Michael, and his water is, we can't say is big as Stephen Bannon. So next year, I think he will face a lot of challenges.